welcome back. Chris Proulx in the North Conway studio, joined by Charles Clark, Executive Director of Castle in the Clouds in Moultonborough, New Hampshire. And Charles, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
First of all, for people looking for a fun activity to do on one of these beautiful summer days, tell us a little bit about Castle in the Clouds, what the experience and the tourist attraction is like.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us. The Castle's a great attraction down in the Lakes region, not far at all from North Conway here where we are. It is a historic house museum and estate, it's great. It was built in 1914 in the arts and crafts style of architecture by a wealthy shoe manufacturer who had retired with his second wife, and they were looking for a place to come in the Lakes region of New Hampshire, drew them in. The estate was constructed, like I said, in 1914, and Tom and Olive moved in and lived there until 1941. And then after Tom's death, the house went through a couple of different private owners, but in the late 1950s it was opened as an attraction for the first time. And it was operated that way, since 1959 until in 2002, the Lakes Region Conservation Trust purchased the property, put it into conservation, and really established us as a nonprofit. So they operated for a couple of years, and then they started this secondary nonprofit, the Castle Preservation Society, which is the organization I'm a part of now. And since 2006, we've been the owners and operators of this historic mansion, the estate. We've been restoring it to how it looked when Tom and Olive first lived there, and then continuing to operate the attraction. As you say, it's a great place for families to come. It's got, we have a restaurant. We're surrounded by 5,000 acres of preserved land with hiking trails, waterfalls. We have an on-site restaurant. We have our ice cream stand. And then obviously the tours of the restored mansion is one of the main attractions as well. It's really something for everyone, a lot of fun, a great destination here in the Lakes region.
And how do the tours themselves work? Do you need reservations for that? Can you walk up, and is it guided or is it guide yourself?
Sure, great question. So the Castle tour is offered 6 days a week. We're closed on Wednesdays, but Thursday through Tuesday, as we're saying. It is a self-guided tour. You don't need reservations. You just come up, you buy your tickets. We never run out. And you kind of get your own tour. So the whole idea that we try to approach with how we look at the mansion is we've restored it, and we want you to come in and feel like you could have been a guest of Tom and Olive Plant. So there are very few ropes. It's not really a museum experience like you may remember from childhood, where you're not allowed to look at things, you can't get up close. You get to explore the mansion at your own pace. We have interpreters throughout the building who can point out interesting features, tell you fun stories, that kind of thing. But it's really your chance to kind of put yourself back in time. What would it have been like to live in this amazing mansion?
Yep. And when I went through it, there was kind of, I think for people who either remember going to their grandparents' house, or for some people it may have been even their own house, depending on your age. But you see things that give you a little bit of nostalgia, like, oh, I remember something like that in my grandparents' house. But it's really a throwback when you compare kind of like our modern amenities to what was state-of-the-art luxury back then.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really fun, and I agree. I think a lot of people have that, especially in the kitchen, it seems like.
Yeah.
You see them like, oh, I remember Grandma using that same kind of pan, or that tool that I didn't know still existed. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to see that. And it's interesting, you bring up the topic of comparing technology back then to technology today, because we've just this spring launched brand new education programming, working with school teachers and bringing in students for field trips, and that's the whole topic, is the comparison of technology of the early 20th century with now technology of the early 21st century, and how things have changed and how things are still the same. So it's been really fun. We worked with a group of teachers on an advisory board to create that content.
Yep.
So it's really geared toward the educational standards here in New Hampshire, and it's been a really fun project to get off the ground. And we expect this fall, when school starts up again, to be a destination a lot of teachers are using to help further the learning of their students.
Yes. Kids, back then, you had to crank the Wi-Fi router to get it to work.
That's right.
So if there are teachers out there or educators who want to get involved in this program, should they reach out to you directly?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, if they go to our website, castleintheclouds.org, there's a whole page dedicated to education programs, talks about the field trip opportunity, also gives a little teaser for something new we're working on called Castle in the Classroom, where we'll take a bit of the castle to you instead of you coming to us. And there are links to apply for and join our teacher advisory group if somebody's interested in that. So the one-stop shop, the education page on our website is the best option.
All right, let's talk events because the castle knows how to have fun. You've got an incredible venue for it, overlooking Lake Winnipesaukee.
Yeah.
You're a nonprofit, so fundraising is important, and you combined all these things into one gala event. And this year, it looks like it's got a Wild West theme.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, our Wild West Gala in the Clouds coming up just a couple of weeks on July 14th. I personally think our gala is the best party of the summer, all summer. Like you say, it's a great venue. It starts with cocktails on the castle lawn, so you get up there. The bar is open, you get to enjoy the beautiful view, be outside the mansion, and then we move down to a large tent that we have on the property in the field, and that's where we have the party of dinner. We have live music every year, and then an auction that raises money to support our next big restoration project, which we'll be announcing that night. Really exciting. And yeah, this year, Wild West theme, so I'm excited. Our guests always go all out with their dress up.
Yep.
So we'll see, I'm sure, some fancy hats and cowboy boots. And our band this year, live band, is a country music artist who grew up in Oklahoma but is now based out of Boston. And they're going to come and perform all kinds of country western hits, covering some famous songs and then some of their original music. And they are also bringing a line dance instructor, which already sounds like it's going to be a blast. So give us a chance to kind of kick up our heels and raise some money for a good cause here at the castle.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I'm picturing sun setting, Lake Winnipesaukee.
That's right.
You know, below with the beautiful view, and then the sounds of country music and laughter and fun. Oh, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time.
All right. Well, there's also even more music. You guys are once again hosting the Great Waters Music.
That's right.
Festival.
They are partners. We've been working with this will be the third year, and we co-host an event called Concerts in the Clouds. It's really 6 concerts over the course of the summer. And Great Waters erects this humongous tent on our property, puts up the stage, has all the professional lighting and sound, and then they bring in big acts that do all kinds of great music. You know, we have cover bands this year. There's an ABBA cover band.
Oh my goodness.
Which is going to be awesome. There's a group that comes in and plays a classic album note for note, cut for cut, just like you would have heard it on a record. This year it's CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. They're going to do one of their records, which is really exciting. And then there's a group that is made up of the original Jersey Boys off of Broadway who are going to come and do some of those big band hit kind of things. So those 3 are really exciting, and then there's a few others as well. So yeah, Concerts in the Clouds has been really popular the last few years. I expect that to keep growing. And that's going to be great. So yeah, so lots of chances for live music, but it's not the only programming we offer too. You know, if you're not interested in music or you don't want to give up an evening, you want to come during the day, we have lots of programs geared towards families. We have things like art programs where you can learn to do watercolor using the castle as your muse. We have a partnership with the New Hampshire Astronomical Society. Every Monday they set up in our field with a bunch of telescopes that are specially made so you can look at the sun. Which is really cool, solar gazing. And then a few times this summer, they're also hosting in the evening stargazing, so you can come in and look at the stars, learn about constellations, that kind of thing. So really, again, something for everyone. The program calendar is very full, more than 150 programs this summer, and all on our website. People can go and check it out and make a plan to come and visit.
I was just going to ask, I know some of the concert series do sell out, so you probably want to go early. I know when you said ABBA, my 12-year-old daughter is on an ABBA kick right now, and I'm sure she would love going to that. I'd have to visit the website and get my tickets.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so the tickets for things that do have a limited quantity are all available through the website. You sign up in advance. But we do have a lot of things that have no limit and are free, so really a great opportunity for people to come up and enjoy their time at the castle.
All right, we're talking with Charles Clark, Executive Director, Castle in the Clouds, and that website is?
It's castleintheclouds.org.
All right. Have we missed anything? There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on. You know, I think the other thing is for us, you know, as a nonprofit, part of what we do is restoration work, and we do have some new restoration projects. So if people have visited the castle in the past and think, oh, I've seen it, I don't need to go back again, they're not right. You know, they need to come back and check it out. We just this spring completed the complete restoration of one of the guest bedrooms, the Blue Room. It's gorgeous, restored just to how it was in 1914.
Wow.
And my personal favorite project we've done so far, the library is the largest room in the mansion, And we had mostly done that restoration during 2020 and 2021, but one piece was remaining, which was the wall covering. And this is not just your average wallpaper. It's a specialized wall covering. It's made of gold silk cloth with a very nice pattern on it. And we got that pattern reproduced, and we brought an expert in from Boston to hang it this spring, and it completely transformed that room. So people should come and check out those restoration projects as well. It's really cool, the work we're doing to preserve the history of this place and make it something really special.
It feels like when you step into Castle in the Clouds, it feels like you've stepped into, you know, one of the period movies or books that you've read or watched over the years. It just lets you experience a bygone era that you can't see anywhere else.
That's right. Yeah, we really want people to feel like they've kind of stepped back in time, and I think it accomplishes that.
All right, Charles Clark, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. We're really happy to be here.
And get to the castle, whether it's just for a leisurely day or definitely check the event calendar and make your reservations for some of these big events. All right, thanks so much.
Thanks a lot.
You're watching Outside.